Okay, look like it's showing up. I'm hoping it's showing up, right? I don't know, but somebody let me know. Text something. I start off the first text. Am I still not live? Can you hear my voice? I got it. It says live. I finally got my super chat up. I can see that. That's when I know everything is working. So somebody send me a message. I need to hear from somebody. All right, official Keith. Okay, what's good? What's up? What's up, Keith? My man, my man. Thank you for showing up. All right. So everybody can see me, right? Yeah. If you can see me, hit yes. Okay. What about the audio? Is the audio good as well? Okay. What about the audio? Is the audio good as well? Okay, you can hear me too. All right. Well, welcome to another live stream. We're going to call it Friday Night Live. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you're looking for reviews on Watch Faces, product reviews, tech reviews, you are in the right place. Just go ahead, hit the like button down there below while you're down there, and then go ahead and hit the notification bell as well after you go ahead and subscribe. Okay. So we got a good topic today, people. We got a good topic. I don't know if you read it, if you've seen it. We're going to talk about it. I have to address it. It's been irritating me for a couple of days now. So I'm going to be drinking water throughout this live stream. But we're going to talk about it, people. We're going to talk about it. We got some ground rules, right? First of all, there's no bashing. I don't know if you've seen the title. Anybody seen the title? Did it show up? Yeah, finally, Steve. I'm glad you showed up. Yeah, I'm glad to see Keith. I'm glad to see DNA Cross. Welcome, everybody. All right, we got a few people in the live chat. All right, cool. All right, man. Well, listen, we got a good topic to talk about. We got to address it. Right? Now, this live stream is inspired by a couple of videos that I saw. These people who did the reviews did a good job, but it inspired me to go ahead and do live stream. Now, I was going to go ahead and do like a normal video, and I decided to go ahead and do a live stream. That way, everybody can interact and chime in and give their opinion on the topic in hand. So the question is Apple, right, the best or the number one smartphone in the world? Is that true? Right? Now, again, the ground rules is there's no bashing. We're not going to bash Apple, right? We're just going to keep it honest. We're going to keep it real on what's what. Now, you may have an Android phone. You may have an Apple phone. You know, you may be cross-platform. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, both companies are good companies. They produce great quality smartphones, right? But we want to find out which one is number one, right? Number one. And number one is overall. We're going to talk about some things. I don't know everything. So if you got any inside scoop on Apple versus Android, because this is what it's pretty much going to boil down to. But we're going to bring its direct competitor into this, which is Samsung with Apple. Okay. All right, Steve. No, they're in third place behind Samsung and Huawei. Okay, that's cool. That's fair. All right, so let's get started. Listen to this, man. Now, most people out here are talking about Apple smartphones are better than Samsung. And there's a few reasons as to why these people are saying this, right? Now, for me, I think Apple is a great company. I think they produce a good smartphone. You know, they pretty much pioneered this thing. I'm talking about from what was it, 2000? I had the date down here. 2007. 2007 in June 29, 2007, they came out with the first iPhone. And I'm gonna tell you, it took the world by quiet storm. It wasn't the first smartphone, but they pretty much pioneered it. It's the reason why we are where we are because of Apple, to be honest with you. When Apple came about, everybody wanted an Apple phone. I wanted an Apple phone. It was the newest smartphone. Me personally, I couldn't get Apple because they wanted me to pay like a $500 deposit back then. Unlike now, you don't have to go through that. But it was $500 deposit, and there was nowhere in the world I was going to pay for it. But as time went on, Apple started to grow and grow. They came out with the iPod, and the phone was like 4 inches big, right? And they was on the market for a while. They had control of it. They were running it until Samsung showed up. Now, when the Galaxy S3 came out, uh, Apple's competition took flight, right? And Apple did not like that. The Galaxy S3 was a great smartphone, 30% in sales that first year. I mean, they had a huge increase. And if you notice, right after that, we had all of these soon to come, what was it? The I forgot what I was about to say. The lawsuits. We started to have lawsuits on petty things like because the drop screen bounced, But then as Samsung and Apple started to grow, the technology started to come. Now, people are saying Apple is better because of a few things. We talk about iMessage. We talk about what they FaceTime. We talk about continuity. We're talking about simplicity. They also talking about that resale value is better than Samsung as well, right? And is that true? And it could be. It could be true. But does this make Apple the number one smartphone in the world? Does it make Apple number one? Does it make Apple the better smartphone? I'm talking about if we put everything on the table, we talk about Apple, we talk about Samsung, we talk about the Google Pixel, we talk about Oppo, we talk about Huawei. Which phone company would be the number one company? We're not talking about resale value. We're not talking about none of that. What phone offers the most convenience at the end of the day? Because that's pretty much all it's about. It's about the convenience. It's about a smartphone giving you everything that you could ever possibly need out of it, and it makes life comfortable. It saves you steps, it saves you time, and it could possibly save you money. So when we talk about number one, it's being number one sales because you make the most money. Does that make your smartphone, the number one smartphone? If that's the case, then Samsung should have been the number one phone company for quite some time, right? Wouldn't you think? Because they reigned supreme for a few of those years as well. It wasn't always Apple. So I don't know. I'm putting it out there because I want to know which phone company is number one. Now, I think Apple would not be the number one smartphone company, to me, in my opinion. Now, we're not bashing, we're just keeping it honest. Now, Apple do bring about continuity. People like to um, go from the iPhone to the iPad to the computer, but not everybody is into that. But it is a good thing. It's not bad. It's a nice feature to have if you're into that. You want to come from one smart device to another smart device and just pick up where you left off. Me, I don't do anything like that, so it's not really a big deal. I just recently got through checking out iMessage because even Android people are saying iMessage is better than Samsung's Messenger. I looked at it and I see why they're saying that, but you really got to be into iMessage. You really got to be into emojis and fun things. And me, I send a text message. That's it. That's all. I call it a day. But I could see why. You got one guy said that he could never go to Android, and I guess he pretty much want to go to Android, but because of iMessage, he will not go to Android. And I find that to be crazy, right? Because of iMessage. I looked at it. I think it's a fun thing to have, kind of like live messaging on the Galaxy phone. It's the same thing. I could take it or leave it. But again, it does not make Apple the number one phone company in the world, right? Now, at the end of the day, we talk about which phone is more feature packed, which phone is more convenient, which phone gives you more bang for your buck, right? And I'm going to say Samsung. I say Samsung not because I'm pro Samsung, but because it's the honest truth. Now, Apple keeps it simple, right? They got icons. They don't have a back button, which really makes it very inconvenient, right? They can't install live wallpapers or any type of wallpapers at all. They got what they call a widget, which is not a true widget. If you want simplicity, if you want to just simply make phone calls, if you want to just simply send text messages, then you get an Apple phone. But if you want something with feature, if you want something that's going to add convenience, like for instance, we got widgets. If I want to put my calendar on there, I need to put a map on there, whatever widget I need, whether it be a weather app, I can put that on my phone, which makes it convenient. There's no extra steps in it. I swipe one time, there's my message, or there's my weather, or there's my whatever widget that I decide to put on my phone screen. So sometimes it's irritable to hear that Apple is the number one smartphone every time they come out with a smartphone. Now, is Apple a good company? Yes, Apple is a good company. Apple produces a nice device. Now they just came out with what is called the iPhone XS 10X. Let's call it right, the 10X. And listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm the first one to say that the phone looks beautiful. Apple finally took a risk and went bigger, right? They went 1 inch over the Galaxy Note 9, right? And I'm gonna tell you, it looks good. But again, for those of you all who are saying that this phone is bezel-less, it is not bezel-less. It has a great design. Apple is headed in the right direction so far as hardware is concerned. And yeah, it does look good, except for, right? Except for the notch. The notch is still crazy, right? Now, people say they'll get by it. You know, they don't see it after a while. I can't imagine that, right? You're watching a video or you're in a website and you got this big notch that cuts out a whole chunk of that section. It's hard not to notice every time you go into your phone. I'm sorry, I just can't see it. Now, again, remember, there's no bashing. You know, we're going to slow down for a minute because we still got a lot to say about this, because I still haven't said which phone I think is number one. Right. So I'm going to go over to the comment section. We're going to find out, right? Because I really need to know. But because you're an Android, I mean, give your honest opinion. I mean, you can be biased if you want to, but I would like for you to be honest about the statements or the questions that you ask. You know, just keep it real. Because when I'm at work, I fight with Apple people all the time, man. And it's all in fun. I think Apple has some good points so far as what they bring to the table so far as the smartphone is concerned. Yeah, they have a fast chip, but they're not processing anything. Yeah, you can go in and out of applications. Yes, it keeps your phone running smoothly, but Samsung has come a long way, and so have other smartphone Android devices as well. So you can't take that away from Samsung whatsoever. I went through the Galaxy Note 9. The Galaxy Note 8 was probably one of the greatest competitors to Apple now to date. Now we got, of course, the Galaxy Note 9, and I can still put the Galaxy Note 8 up against the iPhone any day. Now, yes, they got this new bionic chip, but who was giving them the chips at first? Who was making their display, right? So I think Samsung ought to have part in the accolades that they're getting so far as the smartphones is concerned. But we're gonna slow down for a minute because we still got some things to say about this comparison between let's say Android and Apple, or Samsung and Apple. All right, we're going to the comment section here. All right, we got and you know what? I like that, interacting with each other. Listen, we're family. Keith says hi to Jackie. Jackie said, I never wanted an iPhone. I used iPhone before and I just don't love them. I have had an experience with the I haven't had an experience with the X yet, so maybe that would impress me more. And you know what? To be honest with you, I'm gonna be honest with you. Here's a couple of points that they got. Now that the double dual SIM tray is one of the things that I've never really looked into. That I find today to be a great feature. You know, like if I want to go out to, let's say, overseas, or if I was into business, right, and hopefully I can get a business off the ground. It's something that I want to work on, and I got two SIM trays, and I thought that was pretty cool. I really never understood the concept of it all, but this year, as listening to a few people talk about it, I can see myself buying into that. I thought that was definitely probably one of the greatest features that Apple came out with on this smartphone right here. And I do like the fact that they're stepping it up. They got 3 smartphones out there now, and they even made one affordable. Yeah, it's 720p, but they made it affordable. They finally starting to think about the people. Hopefully, they don't start slowing these phones down once again. All right, so we're going back to the comment section. Steve says Apple didn't even release the no, they never do, man. For the most part, they never release the milliamp hour battery that they have in there. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know what it is they're hiding. It's kind of like Apple was supposed to go to like USB Type C, or when it was the micro USB. If I'm not mistaken, they paid a fine for that just to keep from going that way. Apple wants to be exclusive. Apple don't want no parts of Android whatsoever. But what it does is it makes it convenient for the consumer, right? And they're not thinking about the consumer with all this bickering and battling. It doesn't make sense. We lose out in the long run because certain companies don't want to open up the door. And I think Android is more open or more apt to work with Apple than Apple is to work with Android. And I think it's crazy. I think we've been missing out for years with features we could have had on an Android phone or Apple could have had on their products for the consumers. What we got now? Official Keith said, "What are the specs of the battery on the iPhone?" They didn't say. I didn't see. At least I didn't catch it. But they never released the information about the battery. What they did say is that it lasts, I want to say, 30% longer than the last iPhone X. I think that's what they said. And then Jackie says, "Yes, Steve." Okay, I just blanked out on me. Yes, Jackie says, "Yes, Steve, I'm heavily into customization on my device and also love my S Pen." Yeah, that. Okay, the S Pen it's convenient. I mean, we got tons of features on the Note series and the S line series, and it makes using the Galaxy series so much better. Now, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I like to spend that Android that Samsung puts on their products, and yeah, it weighs down the processor and whatnot, but I don't care. I agree with it. I mean, Samsung has gotten better with their chipset and optimizing their processor enough to process all the information that needs to be in order for us to have a better experience with the Galaxy Note series, whether it's the S series or the Note series. They've been doing better and better every year. So if you had a Galaxy phone from, let's say, the Galaxy Note 5, the Galaxy, I want to say, S6 on up, you've been getting better experiences as time went on, and you can kind of see it in your experience from day to day. Are there any lags in Android? Yes, there is. It doesn't make a difference what Android smartphone it is. In the beginning, everything is all good, but I think it mainly pertains to how much you have going on your phone. Now, what's different between Android and Apple is that Apple isn't processing a lot of things quite like Android. We got widgets, we got a lot of things running in the background, but it also offers a lot of features. And of course, Android always putting bloatware on a smart device, which takes up quite a bit of some space out the door once we get the device. So if it says that we have 64 megabytes of storage, we really don't have that. If we had the same setup as the iPhone, it would run the same without this bionic chip. Okay, but yeah, I mean, it's different. It's like almost like apples and oranges. If we weren't running nothing in the background, we didn't have all these feature sets and functions, we would have the same experience. But also, we talk about sales, right? They're talking about sales are better. But they got to understand why. I mean, Samsung sells a wide range of smart devices. They get the J7, J8, they got the S9, S9 Plus, the Galaxy Note 8. They got many smartphones to choose from. If they had one smartphone, they would probably be $1 trillion company as well. I looked it up, prior to this live stream, right? And come to find out, Samsung is only worth, from what I saw on the net, 238 billion. Amazon is worth 700 billion, and they're steady on the rise. I'm gonna tell you, Amazon ain't playing, and Apple is of course $1 trillion company. So that's where they stand right now, so far as the lineup of who's doing better in sales, and of course it's Apple right now. All right, what we got? I want to say Mr. Schrader, if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm bad with pronunciation on names, so forgive me. He says that I think that Apple has been status symbol. I like Android. Like I tell my kids, all phones, all phone calls, texts can get into the internet. Yes, yes. I mean, again, Apple is a great company. Apple isn't the only company um, that has features that people want to use all the time. Like they got FaceTime. A lot of people like FaceTime. A lot of families kind of use the continuity thing with that. And yeah, it's all about status of the symbol. I didn't mean to get away from that. Let me tap on that real quick. I've mentioned that before. I've also heard it from somebody else. And when somebody, and this is my experience with dealing with people on a daily basis. Now, if you ask anybody what they like about an iPhone, 9 times out of 10, most of them aren't going to be able to tell you. And for those who do, are those who've been into Apple probably since its conception. And yeah, they got a lot to say about it. But most people cannot tell you what they really like about Apple. I just like it. Those are most of the answers that or responses that I've gotten from people when I ask them what do they like about Apple. But if they are able to answer quickly, they're going to tell you that they like FaceTime and they like iMessage. But number one is going to be FaceTime. That's the number one response that I get from most people if they are able to respond at all to say what they like about Apple. And FaceTime got people locked, right? And then at the same time, people feel a sense of prestige with the logo, right? That's behind it. That stamp means a lot. So you got an Apple phone, you feel like somebody, you are somebody, and you got something, status. You're right. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. So Steve Jordan says 10x battery is the first to go to 3,000. So it's a 3,000 milliamp hour battery. Wow. That's about time. That's about time because their battery has always been real low. Now people are saying that I've heard this recently. They said that the iPhone battery is better than Android or better than Samsung, and that's just not true. Samsung's probably had the best battery around, in my opinion, and in my experience, and in my research. Samsung has always been number one in that department with long-lasting battery. But we also have a nice tool in our arsenal, right? We got the we can optimize our battery. We got a on board task manager. So if we want to optimize the battery for it to last longer, we could do that with no problem. Apple can't do that. Most people don't even take full advantage of that. The power saving mode, they really don't use it. That is there. So therefore, when they find themselves on low cell, they don't know that they can get almost another day just on that battery alone. And it still allows you to go on the internet. It still allows you to make phone calls. It still allows you to do text messages and a couple more other things. And I think it's a great thing. And people miss all of that when they think about or when they talk about what made a number one smartphone. Okay, we got Jackie again. Well, no, hold on. Steve Jordan says, yes, true, Huck. The consumer win. Yes, we will win in the end if they thought about us first instead of themselves. And with companies like Apple and Samsung, it goes beyond money. It goes beyond who wants to be number one. And both companies want to be number one. Samsung got more money than the law allows. Samsung is always willing to take chances. They're willing to experiment. They're willing to go out on a limb. This is why we got all the features and functions that we have on the phone that we got now. But before I go back to reading some of the statements here, what I don't get is that, you got people telling people what and what not to buy, right? Like, okay, let's start off with Android. Well, Samsung. People are saying, well, if you got a certain phone, you shouldn't buy it. But I don't think that's true. I think if that's the phone you want and you want to upgrade, whether it be for a color or whether it be for the battery, then the choice should be yours. You have to make sense of it at the end of the day. Now, I talked to a guy who's real excited. He works at the job. He's real excited about the Apple phone. I've never seen anybody this excited before about a phone, right? And he was real excited about it. He found out that Apple messed up the order, and he was kind of sad about it. You can see the look in his face. And this guy here, man, he really loves this Apple phone. So he's got the 10 Max, right? The 10s Max, and We talked about it. It's a big device. It's a great looking device. It's the first time that he's going this big, and he's real excited. Apple people do get excited, kind of like with Android. I get excited about Samsung smartphones. I'm team Samsung to the casket drops. It'll be Samsung forever. Not unless Samsung gets to a place where their phones aren't working properly. But so far as the build is a good build. But Samsung finally did something that Apple did, and they didn't change the hardware, and we're giving Samsung flack for it. And I don't think Samsung deserves it. First of all, the design is off the charts. I mean, we got a curved display on the front, we got a curved display on the back, and it feels really good in the hand. And no, we didn't get all the features and functions we wanted. But if you be really honest about it, we got spoiled. We got spoiled because every year after year, Samsung was dropping everything but the kitchen sink. And now that Samsung has slowed it down because they're trying to focus on some other things, then we want to jump on them. We want to beat them down like they stole something. And we forget over the years of how much features and functions and build quality has increased over the years, all the way up to now. All the way up to now. So I think we need to cut them some slack. I think Samsung has done a great job over the years, and we need to give them some respect because in the end, they're not really getting the respect or the credit due that they should be getting. Apple is getting it based off of people buying the phone, not actually what the phone can actually offer. All right. So let's go to another statement. Okay, we got Steve again. Let's see what Steve had to say. It's 720p because they didn't get Samsung screen this year. Yeah. And I wish they go ahead and pay Samsung their due for that too, because if it wasn't for Samsung, would they have the sales that they have now? And they still dealing with this old crazy Retina display. I think that's crazy. Okay, it seems like we got Steve and Jackie with all the statements and questions, so we'll answer them. Let's see. Jackie says, Steve, I'm still using my Note 8. I didn't upgrade to the Note 9 since it wasn't a huge upgrade for me. I'm hoping they still make the Note 10 because that will make my next phone. And hopefully they do. But you already know that there's a possibility that they're going to merge the two. And it's only rumor, so it doesn't necessarily mean that that's true. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it either way. But if I had anything to say, I would say, well, I think that they should lean more toward blending it to look like the Note series. That's just my thing. I don't know what I would do with a phone without an S Pen because I actually do use the S Pen, and it does make things a little bit more convenient than using your finger to copy and paste or to blow up stuff. So I like the S Pen. And Steve, you're thinking about the Note 10 as well. Everybody's thinking about the Note 10 and or the S10, which is supposed to have 3 cameras. I'm looking forward to seeing that one. At least we do know we are getting the S10 next year. Yeah, Jackie, you're right. And also, Jackie said, and also locked into the ecosystem because all their pictures are locked into the cloud, which they pay for. They pay for a lot. They pay for a lot of their apps. I think we take for granted the apps that we get for free when we get to complaining about Android. And a lot of people leave because of that. They leave because of some issues that they may have had with Samsung. The same issues and problems you're going to run into with Apple as well. And there's a lot of people who own Apple devices that I've talked to share some of the problems that they have encountered with being with Apple. They said that their phone crashed. Do you remember back in, what was it, 2014? You remember the antenna problem that they had? And they made these people go out and buy cases for it. They didn't give them cases. They made them go out and buy cases. I thought that was crazy. Apple do not want to own up to their responsibility when things go wrong with their phone at all. We'll deal with one at a time until something else happens. Don't worry about it. But these people, it was blanket. Everybody had to go get their own case. So they made money off of them again from an issue that was none of the consumer's fault. It was Apple's problem. It was Apple's issue that the antenna didn't work. And they made them people go out and buy cases. And I'm going to tell you, those people went out and bought cases. So when we talk about Apple, we talk about the loyalty also. When I look at Apple and I look at Samsung, I look at, I want to say like Mercedes-Benz versus, let's say, maybe an Audi, maybe a BMW, because we already know that Mercedes Benz is the cream of the crop of all cars right now, so far as tech, so far as looks, so far as price is concerned. It's up there, right? And they're two different cars. You know, Apple charged more, far more for their smartphones than Android does. You get a better deal with Android than you will with Apple. Now, people were griping about Samsung about the $1,000, right? Now they kind of now they see it in a different light now. Now Apple's highest price phone is going to be 1450 with 512 gigabytes of storage. Yes. The 10, what is it? The iPhone 10s. Yes. No, 10 Max. Yep. $1,500. Who else we got? Mr. Schrader, if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm gonna have to get a voice recorder. You're gonna have to send me the name so I can pronounce it right. Android has Hangout. Yes, yes, we do, which is just like FaceTime. Yep. Kids think they have to have Apple. Um, it's ill to me if I'm reading that right when I see kids with Apple devices that probably cost 400 to 500, but can't have an Android device less. No, they can't. But in all fairness, right? I'm gonna tell you now I haven't seen it, but I've talked to a lot of people, and they say that the clarity on the Apple device, so far as FaceTime is concerned, is better. Now, if anybody knows any different, then share. Now, my experience with Hangout is that Hangout will lag, Hangout will just shut down on you. Duo does the same thing from Samsung. I have not had a great experience with Skype. None of these services that offers video chat has been great so far as Android is concerned. So in all fairness, Apple may have the best video chat ever so far as clarity. So if I'm gonna use a video chat service, I want to be able to see crystal clear. I'm sorry. I think we are in that time and era where we should have great quality videos by now. I don't know what's so hard about it, but if somebody knows, explain it to me so therefore I can understand. But I'm still going to wait to till a better one comes along. Yeah, Steve, you use Google Duo. Steve said he used Google Duo, which wasn't too bad. I just haven't had any good experience because I would like to use it with my daughter, and but because it keeps going in and out and or it freezes, is very irritable. I like a consistent connection. Jackie says at least their newer iPhone looks a little better. Yeah, before the iPhone X, those iPhones were completely ugly, in my opinion. And then Mr. Trader says, very, very true. Same concept, Steve. Jackie. Jackie, I'm gonna be honest with you. When it came out with the iPhone X, I'm gonna tell you, I was happy. I was happy for him. I was glad this happened. New form factor. They finally took a chance, and I'm like, listen, that's what you're supposed to do. That's how you bring it to the table. Because every other iPhone that they've came out with had never lit a match to Samsung so far as looks is concerned. Samsung has every other device on the table laid out, right? And so when it came out with the 10X, with the X, the iPhone 10X, um, I was proud. I was proud. I was like, okay, Apple, you did a good job. And I was looking to see how much of the bezel was, to the edge. And I think they did a real good job with it. It had quite a bit of bezel, but not as much as the 8 on down. Now you remember the 8, the bezels at the top and the bezels at the bottom are huge, and you got this screen in the middle. So the phone is a lot bigger than it should be because of the bezel. Now, I'm thinking Apple probably could have did something like, because their reasoning for it is that they wanted to make it symmetrical, right? They got the fingerprint scanner down at the bottom, and so therefore we got this bezel that big. We had to even it out with the top, and they didn't have to go that route. They could have just shortened down the top, which would have made for a smaller form factor, and I think people would have been happier. But because it's Apple, trust me, people who love Apple, they're going to deal with it with whatever. It's kind of like a family member that you argue with, that you bump heads with every now and then, regardless of what they say. And this is how iPhone people treat their company. Plus, from what I understand, they got better service too, right? You got Apple stores within the area that you can go into. I mean, in all fairness, we talk about being honest, right? In all fairness, I would like that. I would like Samsung to have some stores within the area where we can go into, especially after we get through the initial in-store return policy. You know, we can be able to go into the store and take our phones in, get them fixed, and or get a new device. You know, but I don't know why Samsung won't do that in the U.S. I think they more so favor home first than anything else. Mr. Trader says Android has Hangout, which is no, we got him there. Let's see. All right, Lori says not Islam, but the iPhone ecosystem keeps it very hard to leave. Yeah, yeah. Well, we're talking about being honest, Lori. I mean, people like continuity. It's just not my cup of tea. I just don't. I'm not there. You know, I'm not there yet. Maybe if I become a business owner, or maybe if okay, like I got an app on my phone. I like showing my phone too, right? I got an app on my phone that allows me to be able to edit on my phone. Now, if I had something like that where I'm editing and I could stop right there and then go to the computer and do that, then maybe that might help. But we have something like that with Samsung, so we're able to connect to the computer with no problem. But yeah, let's see. Steve say yes. Apple likes to make you feel warm and fuzzy. When you yeah, yeah, with that. Yes, they do. Jackie again says, I have an iPad and FaceTime works great, but I also use FaceTime video messenger, which works great also. Are you talking about iMessage, Jackie? Because if we're talking about iMessage, I heard a lot about iMessage, and I've seen iMessage. I just got through watching the video on it, and it's a fun application. It's really for people that are into emojis. You know, yeah, we can go on and get a third-party app for Android, but Apple, because it has it built in, I see why people like it. But that wouldn't stop me from going to another device just for Messenger. But yeah, it does look good. I'm gonna admit. It offers a lot of feature, a lot of fun things that you could do, like a balloon blowing up, confetti, maybe rain. I mean, they have a lot of things in there that you can shoot to people. But check this out, right? It's only from iPhone to iPhone. You know, why couldn't it be open to any source? You know, again, they keep things in house, they keep things locked down. So no, not everybody gets an opportunity to enjoy it, because maybe I got an iPhone friend. I got like 7 of them. You know, not that I'm keeping a quota, but I might have an iPhone friend that I might want to send a text to and might want to send it to them a certain way, but I can't. I think it's prejudice to a degree. Jackie says, now Lori says, I agree that part of Samsung customer service is missing. Yeah, it's missing. It's missing big time. I mean, okay, they talk to us over the phone. That's cool, but I would like to go in the store, you know, because then maybe I want to buy an accessory or something like that. And I think Samsung are missing out on potential revenue as well by not having stores in the surrounding areas within the United States. I think they have one, but they don't have one in the Chicagoland area. Hey, Marilyn, you see the wifey in here, Jackie. Hey, sweetheart, how are you? How are you? Roderick Johnson is in the building. He's laughing, right? He said, I left Apple with no he said he left Apple with no hesitation. Why did you leave Apple, man? Let us know. We want to know why you left Apple. So tell us, Rodney. Rod, why did you leave Apple? All right. We got Omar in the building. Say hello to Omar. I don't want my comments showing up. Okay. I don't know how to do that one. Let's see. No, I don't know how to do that. If you know how to do that, let me know. Huh?
I think he's saying he doesn't know if his comments are showing up.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
It says because he asked you why do you think Google just doesn't make having
Omar, I missed because it steady scrolls up, so therefore I may miss some. So I missed the question. What was the question again? I got my moderator over here.
why do you think Google just doesn't make having stock Android on all phones mandatory?
Well, first of all, I'm glad that they don't make stock Android mandatory because I do like the spin that Samsung puts on it. I do like the extra features, the extra functions, and for me, a lot of what they have on there I actually use. I find it convenient, so I'm glad they don't. I know like MB, what is that? MBKHD. A lot of people like stock Android. I played with stock Android before. I don't like it. It's too basic. It's too simple. It reminds me. It doesn't look like. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't look like, but it reminds me of Apple. I just don't like it. I know it's supposed to run better. It's a better functioning smartphone, but I love the spin of TouchWiz on Samsung. Always have. Always have. Maybe I'm the only one, but I love it. I love it. I would not trade it for anything in the world. But Samsung wouldn't go for it, no way. Samsung would probably get out the game before they do something like that. Um, Jackie said, no, I mean, I use Facebook video messages to video chat. Yeah, okay, I do too. When me and my daughter are on YouTube. And theirs is a lot clearer than like Hangout, Skype, and Duo. I mean, I've had a better experience on there than I do on any of those three that I just got through mentioning. So I don't know what's going on with Android so far as a better video chat. If anybody know of a better video chat, I'm not talking about a delayed video chat. I'm talking about live video chat where we're talking. I've seen one. I forgot the name of it where it's supposed to be a video chat, but it's like a walkie-talkie video chat. I don't want to use that one. But if you know of a good one that's clear, just as good as iMessage, I mean FaceTime, let me know. Marilyn? Oh, okay. She got it. She got it. Oh, yeah. You know what? I used to use a launcher. Steve says he used a Nova launcher, and now and then to switch up. And that's good. I remember HTC had an in-house where you were able to have more than one screen, and you could set it up however you want. And when I got away from HTC, I was hoping Samsung would eventually come with it, or that they would eventually get an app for it. They never did. They never did. But I like that. Yeah, like with HTC, I was able to make one for home. I was able to make one for work, and I was able to make one for on the road trip. And all you had to do is just tap on one icon, and you could switch through or to whichever one you want to go to. And I like that. And that's kind of what I like about our theme store, that we got with Samsung. We could do something like that too as well. But the version that HTC had was the best. So Nova launcher or any launcher would be the next best thing. And it's good to change it up, kind of like when people change up their house every 3 to 6 months just to give it some new flavor, a different look. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Jackie says, you're cracking me up that you are in the same house and saying hi to you. Yeah, it's my wife. I don't know what's going on with her. She's my moderator too. And I'm just looking down here. I see that I could have added a moderator as well. I didn't know that. Okay, it just blinked on and off. I don't know if it's glitching. Ronnie finally made it in the building. What's up, Ronnie? Ronnie Miranda. Yeah, nice to see you again too, my man. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for showing up. Thank everybody for showing up. Now, I was looking for my Portugal connection to show up in the house so I could give my email address. But we got Omar. Omar said, yes, Samsung has come a long way since TouchWiz. Um, I've been rocking with them since, since the so have I. Since the S3, I've been getting down with them. Because I was with HTC before, and I was in love with HTC, especially their build at the time. And then I don't know. Then Samsung came along and just captured my heart. It says I'm giving Vivo Next S a try. Oh, really? That's good. That's good. You can open up and try something different, something new. And there, I don't know, man. I'm Team Samsung. I'm kind of like the iPhone people. To iPhone, I'm straight loyal. No cheating. So Steve say maybe it's two women, Jackie. Oh wow, what? uh, um, Roger says simply put, I get a lot more money with Samsung. Apple, in my opinion, puts the same phone out every year, but price seems to go up, and it's always like that. It's always like that, and it's going to always be like that for Apple. And here's the sad part about it, though, right? And the reality of it is that people are going to buy it. They're going to buy it, and they're steady making money. They've lost people, they've gained people, they've lost people. They continue to still gain people, and they're making money. They are making money. You can't take that away from them. But at the end of the day, between Apple and Samsung, the company that I think is number one so far as the makers of any smartphone is going to be Samsung all day. And my reasoning would be, first of all, they offer more bang for your buck. You're going to get plenty of features. A lot of them are usable. You're going to get a better battery. You're going to get the best display on any smartphone. And Samsung holds the crown for that still now today. Also, you're going to get an awesome camera. They held the crown for that for quite a few years as well. Google came along with the Google Pixel, and now I have not seen the Google Pixel. I have not did no comparison. I have not seen any comparison, so I don't really know if it reigns supreme. But most people saying that the Google Pixel has the best camera out there. Now, Apple is supposed to be running neck and neck, maybe with the Google Pixel so far as camera is concerned, but by no means is Samsung a slouch. Difference, but it doesn't mean that you still don't get great quality photos, videos off of the Galaxy Note 8. The Galaxy Note 8 is going to hold its own forever. I'm pretty much positive about that. So if you all are out there and you're thinking about getting one, I'm telling you the Note 8 would be the way to go if you want to save money. If you didn't care about dual speakers, and I'm gonna tell you something. The dual speakers does sound nice. I'm loving it. It sounds great. I'm using it. It sounded weird at first because I'm not used to having dual speakers. I don't listen to music out aloud on my phone. I listen to YouTube videos all day. That's all I do, and it sounds great. You could tell the difference between the Note 8 and definitely the Note 9. Don't care about the feature functions of the S Pen on the Galaxy Note 9, which I don't. Then you're gonna be good. You know, you don't care about the battery, and I'm gonna tell you about the battery. The battery, understand, is going to be pretty much almost the same, really close to the same as what you're going to get on the Galaxy Note 9. Now, I'm not telling you to get the Galaxy Note 8 and not get the Galaxy Note 9. I'm just letting you know from experience, right? Because I got both. So yeah, the Galaxy Note 8 is still a beast, baby. All right, Steve. Thank you, Steve, for the $5 chat. It's Canadian, so only about 50 cents US. All right, man. I take it. I take that. Thank you. You funny. Anyway, let me see. We got Roderick. I'm trying to catch everybody's comment, right? Um, he's laughing, right? He says my Note 8 blows the new iPhone away. Yeah. If you tap, listen, I took both phones, right? I took both phones and I got to go in and out of application. Both are quick. They're pretty much the same, just like you would on the Apple phone. It's the same thing. So I don't understand. I mean, we're processing more data, more information than what Apple could ever think about. We got widgets, we got tons of applications that continue to run in the background. Apple is simple, right? Now, what I want to find out from most people, because a lot of people said they're not going to buy the iPhone because it doesn't have a fingerprint scanner. They're saying that anybody know about the feminists saying that Apple made the phone too big? They were really upset about Apple making the phone too big, which I don't understand. Apple actually made 3 sizes, so if you don't want the big one, you could have went all the way down to the small one. I found that to be weird, but if anybody know about that, let me know what you've heard. What's up, Vince? Wow, 5 bad notifications before I found you. Yeah, man. I was trying to okay, here's what happened, right? And I'm sorry about, the false notification, but for what I really want to do is like I want to bring up better information. I want to bring up information like we're talking about iPhones. You know, if I wanted to go in and bring up history or information on iPhone, I could bring it across the screen. So I've been trying to install Streamlabs, and it was working yesterday, right? But today it wouldn't go through. And when it did go through, my photo or the video of of me wouldn't come through. So I do not know what's happening with it. I guess I got to continue to watch videos in order to find out what else I need to do to get it right. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. I apologize. Sorry, Vince. Let me see. I'm just gonna call you M78. He says, "I love Samsung. I have the Gear Sport. Was when my mid-range Samsung went bad. I went to LG so far. Cool. Thumbs up. That's cool. Let me see. Roger says, so true, Huck. My wife says, oh, Steve, it's hard out there in America. I'm glad you love an MD24. Listen, for those of you all who didn't get it, I got to try to get some for a couple of different countries. But I named out the countries. I don't have them in front of me, right? At least I don't think so. I don't have them in front of me, but we got Hong Kong. We still haven't given away all the watch faces for those. We didn't for the last one. When SMZ sent me all of those watch faces for all the different countries, and we're missing like the UK and Saudi Arabia. We have a couple of those, but we do have another giveaway coming up as well. So look for that. It should be coming out on Sunday, and then we got the actual giveaway for the cases, right? So look out for that one too on Sunday. So there's a lot going on. I'm off the weekend, people. I'm off. I'm so happy. I'm off the weekend, right? And I'm going to be off next weekend, whether they like it or not. I've been working hard this week. I've been working overtime. I've been tired. I'm steady putting out videos, still trying to build the brand, still trying to build the views, and still trying to support my family. So with that being said, we got a lot going on, and we got a lot of different reviews coming up. As you've seen, I've been trying to put some different ones out. We're trying to do more product reviews. We're trying to do different videos, whether it be the news or whatever. We're just really trying to open up to a variety of tech information so far as Huck's World is concerned. Like I got 2 videos to do tomorrow. We got one where there's going to be a free giveaway. And then we got one that you like to watch faces today, but these are also free that you're going to love. So just wait till tomorrow. I'll be sending them out. Those will come out about 10 o'clock, possibly. And then you're going to have one that's probably going to come out at 6 today. Not 6 today, 6 in the morning. Okay. Let's see who else we got. Who else we got in the building? Omar said, what I heard that really surprised me. That really surprised me was on the Unbox Therapy, found out that the new iPhone XR is going to have the same PPI. Yeah. Yes, it is. But again, it's $749. I'm gonna tell you something. Apple will get away with it. People will buy. You got a lot of people out there who like simplicity. They like things to be simple. A 720p, you would notice, you and I would notice, but a person who just simply use their phone to make phone calls, possibly text, they're not going to care. They're going to look at the price, and then they're going to look at the payment. If you're making payments on it, they're going to look at the payments. They're going to be like, this is good. It's better than $1,100, and it's better than $1,500. I'll pay it all day. People buy it. Jackie says, right, Steve, except I would be in my pajamas rocking huge headphones. It's not pretty. Okay, Jackie. Laughing at my wife. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. Yes, birthday boy. Don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We got to wait from the Apple thing. We're going to get right back on track with the Apple thing. I got to get out the house tomorrow. I don't do anything. I come in, I do videos, hang out, go to work. That's all I do. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, but I'm going to get out. I'm going to treat myself to some ice cream, probably take my daughter with me. Did I miss somebody? My moderator is here.
Um, Omar Ramirez said two things. It's funny that iPhone users bash on Samsung phones, but Samsung builds their screen with iPhones.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said,
Are you all the way down? Because yours might be faster than where I'm going.
it is. And then he said, what I heard that really surprised me was on Unbox
Therapy.
Therapy. You heard
Okay.
that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I heard that one. My moderator come in and fill me in on some information that I missed. Yeah. Yeah, we Apple, but I said we, like I'm Apple. What you laughing at?
Steve, Jordan.
You messing with Steve? All right, Steve, be careful. Anyway. Anyway, we having fun, right? Anyway, I lost my train of thought. My moderator came in here. Yeah, Omar, I keep saying we, like I got part stock in Samsung, but Samsung, yeah, they built a display. That's why I said that they need to give Samsung, they do credit and payment, because if it wasn't for Samsung, Apple wouldn't be where they are. I'm telling you that now. Apple wouldn't be where they are. Let me see. Okay, Jackie answered to that, I believe. Roger, I totally agree. The price of the resolution is way too high. That is the same screen resolution as iPhone 4. Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Or they'll get away with it. You got to, I don't know if you ever experienced or have iPhone friends, right? Listen, they'll tell you. I mean, you got to just watch the way they hold their phone. Just watch the way they look at it and just listen how they talk about it. Listen, they care about Apple. They care about Apple. They don't care what Apple does. They figure Apple will correct it or not correct it, but regardless, they're going to stick with Apple no matter what. Trust me, the phone itself. Now you have Roberto Blake. He believes that that phone is going to be Apple's best-selling phone, and so since he said that, and since you said that, I'm going to be looking out to find out how this goes, how this turns out. I don't think the smaller version is going to be their number one seller. I think what's going to be their number one seller is probably going to be the mid-range and or the bigger one. But I could be wrong, so let's look out, keep an eye out on it, and find out what happened. Because I don't think so. I don't think the smaller version is going to outsell the bigger version. That's just not my belief. I know that it's cheap, but people are looking for bigger. Bigger is better. You can see more. You got more real estate. You got more real estate to do things, watch videos, map, information, internet. I mean, it's just better. The smaller, nah, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Steve said Apple are going by leaps and bounds. Yeah, like they did in the past. Yeah, yeah. Never the same since Steve Jobs passed. If Steve Jobs had not passed and he seen that notch on that phone, oh, he would have lost it. Yeah, we could see lawsuits. We could see people get knocked out. He wouldn't have liked it. That notch is ugly. Okay, Steve Jordan says, so Huck is turning the big 2.9, waiting to hear Miss Huck laugh. She's in the other room, but she's watching the chat. She's definitely watching the chat, right? Uh, yeah, she's good. My wife can multitask real good. Yeah, and she's definitely on it. Whatever she's doing in there, she's doing it. Uh, yes. What's up, Anonymous D? How's it going? Haven't seen you in a minute. Glad you showed up. So I think I got everybody. Nope. I found more. Let me see. Okay, Vince said, my son and I go back and forth. I'm Samsung, he's Apple. He brought the iPhone X and has buyer's remorse. And he says he's an Apple fanboy. Yeah. Why does he have buyer's remorse, Vince? Let us know that. Tell me why he has buyer's remorse. Now, a lot of people that I've talked to that are iPhone users, they have regrets. They have a lot of regrets. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't have no regrets about the phones that I've been buying from Samsung, especially since the Galaxy Note 5. But yeah, they have some gripes. Like they don't like the display. When they see a Samsung phone, they wish they had a better display. Some of them they deal with it, but they wish they had a back button. And I love that Samsung incorporates a back button. Android period incorporates a back button. I hope they never ever take away the back button. Back button not needed. We can go back one space, one app, whatever you want to do. Once you can do it, you don't have to go all the way back to the beginning. I played with an Apple phone before just to see what people are liking about this, and yeah, the back button is crazy. How you live without a back button? Now you got swipe gesture. You tap on the screen, it opens it up, but you still got to use the facial recognition in order to open up the phone. And I don't like the facial recognition. I'm not with that one. So, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Samsung is the number one smartphone in the world. They're already getting rated the Best Buy smartphone for 2018 thus far. Let's see how long that lasts. Now that the iPhone X came out, well, the iPhone 10s 10s Max came out, they're going to say that that's better. That's going to be automatic, in spite of the fact that it doesn't do that much more. Now, you got people ripping Apple apart, and I don't think that's right neither. Again, I like to be honest. I like to keep it real. Um, no, Apple didn't put a ton of features in their smartphone, and they never have. They really never have. And I don't understand why people are getting so upset about it, or, ripping them a new butthole because of it. But this is Apple. But Apple did add a couple of things that I thought were pretty cool. And that SIM tray, that dual SIM tray was one of them, and beefing up the screen and the display was another one. I think they went the same route. They're trying to get better with their display. They're just not there yet. They're still using Retina display. Super Retina is what they're calling it, and it's the same. The camera is supposed to be a little bit better. Now, I don't know how portrait mode would be on the front facing camera. I don't know. I mean, I got to see it to see how it works. I'm going up to Best Buy, so hopefully they have a demo available for me to play with, because I want to take a couple of videos, compare it with the Galaxy Note 9. But I don't know how that would be, because that's pretty close. I know when I use portrait mode on the Galaxy Note 9, I can step back a little bit and it has a better effect. So I don't know. They got it on the front facing camera. I think they have a 7 megapixel camera. We got 8. But Apple has been trying to beef up their camera a lot so far as the user experience is concerned. So they headed in the right direction so far as that's concerned. But Apple has never put a lot of features in their smartphone. It's always been Samsung, always. So I don't think there's no reason to get mad. I got you, Steve. No worries. I got you. I got you. Everything Tech. What's up? What's up, Everything Tech? Oh wow, we got Everything Tech in the building. Nothing much, man. We're talking about iPhone. Which smartphone is out? Is the iPhone the number one smartphone in the world? Not in the country, not in the United States, in the world. So it's a question. And the question came up because many of people are saying that people are hating on Apple. Who wants to hate on Apple? If you're an Android person, you got the cream of the crop, to be honest with you. Now, people keep talking about this fast chip. But again, they're not processing anything at all. Yeah, some applications, to get in and out of applications, you get the same experience with Samsung. You got the same experience with the Google Pixel. You got the same experience with Huawei. I'm sorry. How much faster do you want to get? The speed of light, you just hold your finger over it and it moves? I don't know. I do not know. But that's what they're basing Apple. One of the number one features that Apple has that's better than any Android phone, right? I don't know. I don't see the difference. So you tell me, is Apple better than Samsung, or is Apple better than Android in general? Somebody help me out with that. What's up, Omar? He says, "Hey Huck, think Steve Jobs would have approved of the design of the iPhone 6? Nope. But the tragic passed away before it was released. Yeah, no, I don't think he would have approved of it. No, that wasn't his concept. That wasn't his vision or his mission statement. Not that. No, I think eventually he would have went big, but I don't think it would have took place as quick as it did. No, but the people who stepped in his place, I think they were headed in the right direction. It took them a while to get there too. Um, the Apple, the Apple consumers were they've been wanting a bigger smartphone for a long time before they actually got one. And I've talked to quite a few people about it. And Apple tried to stick with, Steve Jobs' mission statement, but they just couldn't. It's too much of a demand. I mean, Samsung was taking off, and then other companies were following suit. So far as a bigger display. Now you remember when Samsung first came out with the Galaxy Note, everybody ripped it apart. It's not gonna sell. Samsung's crazy. What are you doing? Now look what we got. They started a trend, and it took flight. And Samsung has been number one in that department. They made great use of the real estate. Samsung lit it up, and they will always be number one in that department because of it. They continue to build on that too, but they offer us more opportunities to use that display than Apple does. Jackie's talking to Omar, says, I think Steve Jobs would have been upset with the iPhone 5C and those bright plastic colors. Yeah, he would have been. I agree with that. He wouldn't have went for that one because I think he was all about premium builds always. Vince says it's not what he expected for $1,000. He asked me for a few times. Okay, this is Vince about his son. He says it's not what he expected for $1,000. He asked me for a few times now to fix his frozen. Okay, let me read over, right? He says it's not what he expected for $1,000. He asked me a few times now to fix his frozen iPhone 10, right? Uh, iOS 12 has fixed the frozen face time though. Let me tell you something. People don't know Apple's been having problems with their phones forever, right? And you will not get a recall out of Apple, never. You'll never get a recall out of Apple. Apple is going to stick to their guns, whether they're right or wrong, and you either deal with it or you don't deal with it. Apple's one of those people, we can take you or leave you, and most people stay. Some people leave, but yeah. Now Steve Jobs wouldn't have been happy, but your your son, it was the beginning. Many people were saying, don't buy the first version of this because it's their first leap into something different with the iPhone 10. And although it was a good looking display, and they were talking about the facial recognition was unbreakable, everything they talked about pretty much failed. It pretty much failed. But they talked about Apple doesn't catch viruses, Apple never lags, and that's just not the truth. People who have Apple smartphones have shared with me that this happens. It happens, just like any other smartphone. Yeah. I just read that. Yeah, Huawei is doing their thing, man. Huawei is doing their thing. Um, I I don't know. Maybe if I stepped outside of myself and gave it a try, maybe just maybe I would like their UI. I just don't really care for their UI. Maybe I'm used to Samsung's UI, but I don't care for Google's neither. I don't care for stock Android at all. I hate it with a passion. I like something that's fun. I like something that offers features. I like something that's going to make life more convenient, and Samsung does it for me. Okay, Steve Jordan. Okay, yeah, Vince, you're right. It is. It is. iOS and Android are different. I mean, if you look at Android offers the most convenience out of any smartphone. It's kind of like the Gear S3 versus the Apple Watch. It offers far more convenience. The ease of use is far better. Now, I just watched a video, a guy talking about Apple is easier to use than Android, and I beg to differ. But I've also had people who use iPhone says that it's complicated to use, especially newer users. I've heard that straight from the horse's mouth that it's not as easy to use as people think. But yes, it's like apples and oranges. I mean, you look at Apple, uh, it's about simplicity. If you making phone calls, if you're doing text messages, if you wanted something that's simple, we got icons, pages of icons. You just tap on it, it takes you into wherever you need to go. Then this is a smartphone you want to get. if you want convenience, if you want features, if you want to be able to set this up, if you're that type of person that wants to get to an application or information quick fast, then Android is going to be the way you want to go. So it's like apples and oranges for real. You really can't compare one to the other, but people do. Roderick says Samsung Nights in the building. All day, baby, all day. And again, it's not about bashing Apple. I think Apple is a good company. I think Apple brings some things to the table. I do. And although it's a few things, they still bring something to the table. I, I would always have respect for them for setting the trend and setting the base for what we're building off of. I mean, because if Apple the one who came and just caused this platform to rise over time because of their smartphone when it first came out, and I think they did a good job at it. They never changed anything. If you look at it, they're still the same so far as their UI is concerned. That would never change. They're stuck with that. It's not broke. They're not going to fix it. They are adding some new features, and they're focusing on what they believe to be important to the consumer. I'm going to say one is camera, and two is processing power. But they're not considering that most users, in my opinion, through conversation, through listening to videos, but mainly through conversation, is that people want longer battery life and people want a durable phone. Those are two of the main things that people seek out of a smart device. Yes, we want them to run properly. That's a given. But so far as things that would say, listen, I get to have that because, I'm always on my phone, or I don't like charging my phone up every single day. Yeah, battery is going to be number one on that list. And then durability, because when people drop their phones, they don't want it to break where they have to go pay for it. I have to get another one. And now getting a new screen can cost you anywhere between $100 to $200. So yeah, Apple's not thinking about that one. But they just beefed up their battery to 3,000 milliamp hour battery. So they're thinking about it. I think Apple's on the right road, people. With all fairness, I think they're on the right road. Their smartphone, hardware wise, without the notch, looks great. It looks great. I like it. Okay, so Vince says Apple fans are too proud to admit when there's a problem. My son hesitates noticeably when he's coming to me about his iPhone. Yeah, because they know you're gonna give it to him. You know what? Again, Apple and Android is different, man. I don't want to say Apple people are snooty. You coming in, sweetheart? Come on.
You missed a question. Omar said, your thoughts on the upcoming foldables Samsung.
Oh, okay, I know.
It was right after.
Was it? Yeah, I got him. Yeah, I missed him. Omar, I got the question. Now Omar says, he asked me what was my thoughts on the upcoming foldable display. My moderator came in here and pulled me up on it. I'm getting it. Anyway, yeah, I know the price. I'm getting it. I think that if they come out with a thin enough smartphone, yeah, but I'm quite sure it's probably going to be like a brick the first time. Now, I don't know if you've seen the first concept that they ever brought out. I want to say it was back in 2016. I think it was. It was called Youm, Youm. If you've never seen the video, go check it out. It was awesome. And so it had a screen on the front, and then it opened up into a mini tablet. It was beautiful. If that comes out, it's bought. For that price, it's bought. No problem. I'm getting it. We're going to do extra videos. We're going to go out. We're going to work some more overtime. Yes, we're getting it. Anyway, so I think it's great. Huawei's coming out with one. OnePlus One, I think, is supposed to come out with one, and LG is lagging behind, and I think they're coming out with one too. I think it's great, but it's all about what it's going to offer. What's going to make it worth buying at that price is going to be the question at the end of the day. What does this smartphone offer? What is it going to do that your normal smartphone don't do? But I'm looking for it to come. Now, if it's going to make it convenient, it's going to be compact, you can slide it easily in your purse or in your pocket, then that's one feature. But it has to come with more than that in order for me to buy it, to be honest with you. I'm not just going to buy it to be buying it. But if it offers the features and functions that is going to be a groundbreaker, then yeah, it will be in my pocket. I will be at Best Buy. So I don't know. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but yes, 2000. Yeah, we're gonna save up for it. Anyway, Lori's with me. Battery is important. Yes, battery and build quality. Um, Vince is talking to Jackie. Said, yes, Jackie, iOS 12 is a great step forward for the software, even though I'm not a fan of Apple. Have to be honest. Yeah, you have to be honest. And that's all we're asking. Lori says they have to figure out the overheating slim phone with the bigger battery. Is it overheating? You talking about the iPhone X, iPhone X, the 10X, 10S? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the smartphone overheating. But a lot of people are excited about it. You know, they got a few colors, and one thing about their colors, they're all going to come to the United States, unlike what Samsung is doing. Regardless, Samsung has some work to do, people. They have some work to do. Oh, she can hear me. She can hear me. Okay. Okay. All right, she can hear me. All right. So we won't say that no more. Yes, yeah. Vince said battery design has to change for slimness. Yes, current batteries needs room to swell. You're exactly right, Vince. And the Galaxy. Now this has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, right? 4,000 milliamp hour battery. This phone is actually thicker in size. It's thicker than the Galaxy Note 8, and the weight of it is heavier as well. So yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But it's not a deal breaker. It's not overbearing or anything like that. But you're absolutely right. It does need room to smell to swell. And I think that's where Samsung went wrong with the Galaxy Note 7. I wish they hadn't, because I'm gonna tell you something. Had it not, I'd have kept the Galaxy Note 7 and still got the Galaxy Note 8. I would have. That phone is gonna forever be in history and in my heart. It was the best smartphone that they ever came out with. It was when the form factor actually really changed. They did an awesome job with that build, big time. So, yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. This watch face and the next one coming out. Let me see. Omar says, uh, your favorite Samsung design? One, two, three. um, if I had to choose, because I'm not really into the S series, I would probably say the S3. When I got the S3 was a different design. It was a different look. It looked good, and it had the button in the middle, and that's the one thing that I liked about it. So I'm gonna have to say the three. The S6 was too thin. I wasn't really liking that, and the S7 Edge. I don't know if you ever experienced it, but the S7 Edge had a lot of problems, lag issues, shutting down. The S7 Edge was horrible. I still got it. My daughter, it belongs to my 5-year-old. So I didn't like it. So I'm gonna say the Galaxy S3, my favorite. Okay. Think I got everybody's question. So yeah, people. So if anybody's watching this live stream, listen, answer the question. You can still hit me in the comment section down below when you watch the replay. But is Apple really the number one phone company in the world? And if so, when you hit me in the comment section down below, let me know why. Why in comparison? I mean, we got all these videos that saying why Apple is better than Samsung, and it's pretty much for views and for money, and that's cool. That's fine, But in reality, listen, keeping it real, we know that people want life to be more convenient. If it wasn't, the people who have the iPhone wouldn't be into the continuity as much as they are. Again, Apple never really ever offered much. Apple never told their people, so far as their consumer is concerned, that they want to put a lot in their smartphone. They never said that. You never heard that come out of their mouth. So they don't. They give you a little bit at a time. Every other year, they'll dump something that they consider to be revolutionary. Kind of like they just came out with wireless charging. They just came out with um, legal water resistant, which is IP68. They just came out with these things. Apple is behind, and why? I don't know. Maybe they want to do it at their own pace. But when Apple comes out with something, how come it's now revolutionized? How come this is an innovation now when it already been out? Why does Apple do that and get away with it? And people, when they get it, they love it. It's like they've never seen it before. And maybe they haven't because they don't have Android. But again, we got commercials, we got marketing, you hear it all over the place, but a lot of people don't know about these features and functions that are available that Apple takes their time putting on their devices. So again, my question to you is, are they really? And the last question is what makes up a number one smartphone device? What does that device have to have in it to make it number one? Hit me in the comment section below, guys. Let me know. We're about to end this live stream in a couple of more minutes, and I'm going to see who else has something to say. We got Roderick says, for some reason, I cannot put my Note 8 down. It's still a beast. Yeah, it's still in beast mode. As he says, it's in beast mode, like it's getting better the more. Go ahead, old man. Go ahead, old Roderick. Yes, the Note 8 is a beast, man. I don't know what they did to that phone. But the color, I didn't care for the color. That's the only thing. But other than that, so far as the features, for what it offers, the battery life is phenomenal. I remember when people were talking about it, they talking about it wasn't going to be anything, and that battery life was just as good as the SA Plus. The battery is phenomenal. You're going to get through a whole day with no problem and battery to spare, especially if you're not a heavy user like myself. I get down on some battery, so I'll burn it up in a minute. And considering that I beat it up the whole year, and I'm talking about the whole year, there's not too much time when my phone sits down like this, not at all. But throughout the day, I beat it up. This is what I do. Omar says it's Note 7, rest in peace. Samsung learned from their mistake, and now we have the 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Yeah, they finally got beyond the fear of this battery, and from all the things that people were saying about them about that. So they were scared for a minute. That's why they got that 8-point inspection that they did. And the woman who talks about her phone caught fire, has anybody seen a photo of that yet? I have yet to see one. But if you caught one, let me know so I can go grab it and do a video on that one. But I have not seen it. I don't know what's going on. I hope we don't have this uh, repeat of the Galaxy Note 7. Vince says Apple pretends to invent 4-year-old tech regularly. Yeah, they do. They do. Michael Matthews, he says, it says Apple isn't number one. Isn't number? They're not the number one smartphone in the world. No, they're not. They're not. I mean, in all reality, they're not. And that's not beating them up. And that's not bashing on them. But the reality of it, and to me, I'm sorry for those who are listening that are iPhone users. That's not my opinion. Um, Michael says I've been a Note user for a day and will continue to be. Oh, he says I've been a Note user since day one and will continue to be. Yep. I don't know if anybody ever heard. I said I'm Samsung for life till the casket drops. That's me all day, people. I'm not going anywhere. Like I said, I'm like an iPhone user. I'm loyal. So Samsung, if you want to send me any free smartphones, feel free. Ben said I had to change my S7 Edge 4 times a day. Yeah. Charge. He says I have to charge my S7 Edge 4 times a day. Yeah, the battery was yeah, the battery was bad on the S7. It wasn't good at all. I didn't, like I said, overall I did not like the S7 at all. I can't give it no kudos. I can't give it no thumbs up. The S7 Edge was probably one of their worst phones. Now people may say the Note 8 was, the Note 4 was, but that S7 Edge was my least favorite. I was so glad I went back to the Galaxy Note 5. I ended up giving that to somebody else, but the Note 5 was also a beast. Omar says, great, great they're bringing back the emerald green color for the next S10. Really? I got to see that one. But Samsung, the question is will we get the emerald green? I mean, look at it. Okay, we got ocean blue, we got that lavender, and that's it. That's it. We didn't get the copper. We didn't get the black. And I wanted the copper. We didn't get it. So the question is will we get it? It looks nice, but we might not get it in the US till what, 6 months later? That sucks. Okay, Vince says, use my Note 4 for managing my smart home. Mostly just can't part with it. Listen, if you got a Note 4, I mean, that Note 4, when it first came out compared to the Note 3, they kind of slimmed it down. It had a better look. Then you were still able to pull the back off of it too to replace the battery. I did like that. I didn't have all those issues and problems with the Galaxy Note 4 as most people did. I didn't. But you heard a lot of problems, a lot of issues that were going on with the Note 4 from many of people who had it. Me, I didn't have all those problems. So cool. Steve says, no new phone for me. He said, no new phone for me in the future, but thinking about getting the S4 Galaxy Tab. I didn't get a chance to answer somebody on that. I probably will not do a video on that Galaxy S Tab for it, not unless they send me one. I still have, I got like 3 tablets around here, right? But I got one Samsung Tab S that's still a beast. I've had it for, I want to say probably 4 or 5, about 4 years now, maybe. And it doesn't make sense for me to buy another one when I already got one that works well. But if anybody wants to donate one, then yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll do a review on it. But I can't right now. My wife says, sorry, I'm with. Yeah, see, yeah, that's another topic to know for. Michael Matthews says, I'm rocking a Note 4. He says, I'm rocking, Michael Matthews says, I'm rocking a Note 8 at the present time. This phone is a beast. However, we'll be upgrading to the Note 9 at the end of October. Cool. And hopefully you get a deal. But remember, people, Black Friday is around the corner. I don't know if you can stretch out the wait, but yeah, you might get a better deal. But if you get a better deal at the end of October, then by all means, take it. Omar says, probably not, sadly. The 6S Edge Emerald Green was a European exclusive. Yeah. I don't know why Samsung does that. Why you just don't make colors for all regions? I don't get it. Steve says they're not cheap. That could have been my birthday gift. Yes, Steve. Why don't you talk to her? That could have been my birthday gift. Anyway, no, they're not cheap. But I already got one, so I'm not about to buy another. I actually went down there and looked at it, and the updated specs are cool. I would like to have it, just for the sake of having it, but I can't justify buying it when I have one already. So tablets are lasting a lot longer, especially the one I got. I mean, it still whizzes through, and I have not even did no reset on it. So no, I like it. I like the Tab S4, but I can't get it. Ben says I'm getting my first new phone from Spectrum Mobile. Really? Note 9. Okay. I don't know about them. I've been seeing them in advertisements, so I have to go ahead and do some research on them. Lori says I use the iPad for. She's Lori says I use iPad for a table only. because they are paid for by my job. That's cool. Is there an advantage to having an Android tablet? Well, Android tablet is going to really tie into, what you pretty much do on your smartphone. I mean, it's familiar. All the feature sets that you're going to get on a newer smartphone, you're going to get on a tablet. And yeah, you can use it with Dex. Uh, I haven't tried Dex yet with the Galaxy Note 9, but I got to give it a shot though. But it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same. I think you'll be able to get some continuity out of that one too, going from a smartphone into your tablet. Again, I have not played with it. I don't know all the features and functions, but at the price that they're charging, I can't afford it. Well, okay. Omar says, do you notice a big difference when Samsung uses their own chipset on international versions versus Snapdragon? Yeah, yes, I do. I think X Notes is a lot smoother. I mean, I've had my experience with it, and I don't know why we just don't keep that in. I don't know what reason that's for. Maybe because it doesn't work that well in the U.S. I'm not sure, but yes, X Notes is a lot smoother. It runs a lot better, and I enjoyed the experience. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I don't think it's a huge difference, but I think it's a difference yet the same. No, I got you, Lori. I knew you meant to say tablet. Yeah, that X Notes is beautiful. Every time I hear the name, I'm like, man, I'll be glad when it comes to the U.S. Yes, I love it. Yeah, I will buy it if it comes to the U.S., but it's not coming to the U.S. Probably, it probably does. Vince. Vince says he thinks it has X Notes has limitation product limitations. Then it probably does, but yeah, it's the smoothest around. It's the best. So with that, I don't know. We probably never get it. We're gonna be dealing with Snapdragon for quite some time. And Snapdragon isn't bad. They're getting better and better over time. But a lot of things are powered by Snapdragon. Some of the smartwatches are powered by Snapdragon. But yeah, I like it. Snapdragon is doing its thing. I mean, it's all we can get right now. But yes. All right, you all. That's it for the topic. I'm glad you all showed up. I want to thank I want to thank Steve again for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Steve donated $5. Baby, we're gonna go out and eat dinner with that one. Now, why did I get blurry? Okay, and we're gonna go out and get a couple of burgers on Steve. Okay. All right, you all. That's gonna be it for the video, the super chat, the live stream. Thank you all for showing up. Um, Again, don't forget if you came late or you watching the replay, the question was, is Apple the number one smartphone in the world? Okay. Now, this is my birthday weekend. You can continue to wish me happy birthday. I love it. No problem. And I don't know what I'm going to do, so don't ask me. I don't know. Maybe the wife got something planned for me. Maybe we have a picnic in 50-degree weather. I am not sure. But whatever we do, I'm quite sure it's going to be fun. So good night, Jackie. Good night, Steve. Good night, sweetheart. Uh, Good night, Omar. Kind of like the Waltons, right? Good night, everybody. Again, thank everybody for showing up. I really appreciate you all hanging out with me on this topic. Again, hit me in the comment section down below if you're watching this replay. It was two-part question. Is Apple the number one smartphone in the world? And if so, why? And if not, which smartphone is the number one smartphone in the world? Again, people, at the end of the day, they're both great companies. They both bring something to the table. But so far as who's number one, my money is always on Samsung. With that, that's going to be it for the live stream. Have a good night. Sleep tight. We'll see you tomorrow at the next video, people. Take care. I can't end the live stream, people. End. Can you all still see me? I think it froze. Okay.